Hey guys, thanks for joining me this week for our Kids Time with Pastor Dave. As we dive in this week at church, we're super excited in that we get to hear from the men's choir from Teen Challenge. They come every year and share with us about what God's doing in their life. And one of the biggest things that they will talk about every year is how much grace they've received from God. Does anyone know what grace is or what grace means? Okay. So, yeah, grace is when you get something that you don't deserve. So there's two ideas that are kind of similar. One is mercy. Mercy is not getting what you deserve. So that's when you've done something wrong and you deserve a consequence, and your mom or dad don't give it to you. They say, I'm going to show you mercy. Grace is when you don't deserve something and you get it. So when I was a kid, I remember, I don't know how old I was, maybe 9 or 10, 8, 9, 10 maybe. My parents took me to Six Flags. So where I lived, there was a Six Flags in St. Louis, Missouri. And before I went, I had some older friends who had been before, and they were telling me about Six Flags. But the way they were describing some of the rides at Six Flags terrified me. So there was a ride that my mom really loved called Thunder River. It's a raft ride. If you've been to Storyland, it's like the doctor ride. I can't remember the name of it. Where it's a little raft ride you go through, and there's like, so anyway, the raft ride, and they so they told me that when you went on this ride that you would go over waterfalls or you would get stuck under a waterfall. And like in my brain, I'm thinking waterfall. I'm thinking like big, tall, lots of water with sharp, pointy rocks. And I'm like, I don't want to go over a waterfall. Like I'll die. Why would I want to do that? And they told me about this giant Ferris wheel they had that was super tall and that you would get stuck at the top of it and they would never let you down. And I'm like, why are we going to this place called Six Flags if I'm going to die or get stuck at the top of something very high, which I don't want to do? Like, why are we doing this? I don't want to do this. My parents know this. We're going to Six Flags. They're like, it's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's going to be wonderful. So we go. And we ride a few of the smaller rides, and they're awesome. I love them. They're great. We do the log ride where you go like kind of down the big water slide in a little log thing at Storyland. It's the bamboo shoots if you've been there, and like I loved it. It was awesome. Like yeah, so cool. Loved it. Then it came time to go. They're like, all right, we're gonna go get in line for Thunder River, and the line was. In my memory, it was an hour long. I'm sure it was not that long, but that's how I remember it. And the entire time that we are in line, I am whining, I am crying, I'm fussing, I'm fighting with my parents. I'm trying to get out of my dad's grip so I can run away, like run to a different place because I am refusing to go on this ride. The entire time we're on it, I fight my parents about it. I will not go on this ride until finally we get to the front and you get in the ride and they strap you in and you can't get out. And so at that point, it's like, I can't fight any longer. We have to do this. We do the ride. It becomes my favorite ride of all time at Six Flags. Loved it. Great, wonderful, awesome ride. It was so much fun. And there were no waterfalls. What they called waterfalls were what would be called rapids. Or just fast places of water. It was awesome. But I was like a punk all day because of that. And then they wanted to go on the Ferris wheel, and I said I just fought them on that. So eventually we didn't even do that ride. I did not behave well almost all day. Ruined most of the day for my parents who wanted to go have a good time with me. It's the end of the day. We're leaving the park, and like a lot of these amusement parks, if you've been to Storyland, they do this as well there. As you leave, in order to exit, you have to walk through a gift shop. Capitalism at its best. So yeah, it's the idea that as you leave, they want kids to see the toys and ask their parents to buy them, and for parents to decide to do so. And so as we're leaving, I see some stuff I would like, and I ask my mom and dad, like, hey, can we get something? I'd been bad all day long. And my parents said, yes, you can pick something out. And I think I picked out like a big rubber snake or something. And I didn't know it at the time, but I do now that when my parents did that, that was grace. I didn't deserve to be able to get a toy. I'd been not good, not listening, fighting them, unhappy, whining, fussing, crying all day long because I didn't want to believe what my parents said. And I didn't deserve getting something. But because my parents love me, they looked past my behavior and gave me grace, gave me something I didn't deserve. And that's what God does with us. We do wrong things. We disobey. We hurt others. We're not always kind in the way we should be. And yet God says, I love you, and I'm going to give you my love even though you don't deserve it. And that's what we call grace. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.